You were listening to chartingwealth.com for Tuesday, the 17th of October, 2017. What do we see going on these markets on Monday? Well, we see the S&P 500 up 0.13%, the NASDAQ 100 up 0.34%, bonds down 0.07%, and gold up 0.69%. Let's jump first and foremost into the weekly chart on the S&P 500. Remember, we had a weekly vertical crossover going up a weak one. Hardly could call it, but that occurred on the 29th of September, that Friday, ending that weekly candle, and the market has continued to zoom up for the last 2 weeks and the first day of the most recent week. However, we can see the price percent oscillator is, well, it's not quite going up at the same strong angle it had been, but it's still going up. Derivative oscillator is also. Price movement is outside the Bollinger Bands. And we will need to, at some point, well, no, I think we'll probably, unless there's a huge pullback, we'll be able to have 3 connected weekly candles. So we'll continue to watch that price movement well above the weekly trend line. Those of you who jumped in on that Monday after the 29th are doing well. Even those of you who waited and jumped in after the 6th, you've continued to do well. And I say 29th of September, 6th of October. Let's look at that 2-day chart, see what's going on. Of course, the 2-day chart continuing to trek up. We've redrawn our 2-day trend line. The opening was not as strong on this latest as it had been in the previous up movement. We can see it backing off a little bit as far as the price percent oscillator goes. Derivative oscillator continuing to gain energy. And then what's going on this 4-hour chart? Well, the 4-hour chart has been dragging sideways but slowly moving up. We have that crossover going down actually all the way back on the 11th of October on the 4-hour chart. So the backup is underway. Those of you who did not get in and are looking to get into the rising market, if indeed that occurs, wait for the 4-hour chart to cross back over going up. You may have an opportunity to yet play this one. So that's where we are on the S&P 500. Let's move on to the Qs. Again, it was up about 3 times what we saw in the S&P 500. Q's up 0.34%. Going to the 3rd week of up movement. Still don't have a weekly vertical crossover. May be happening at the end of the current week. What's going on that 2-day chart? Well, it crossed over going up on Friday the 6th of October and has continued to move up. Derivative oscillator gaining energy and the price percent oscillator. But we're still waiting to see what happens with that weekly chart. 4-hour chart is, of course, the price percent oscillator has sort of started sliding sideways, but again, tending up. Up movement in the morning on Monday the 16th, a little bit of down movement in the afternoon. So we'll continue to monitor throughout the week what's going to happen with the Qs, and if you have a weekly vertical crossover that can get you into that at the beginning of next week, we will keep you posted. What's going on TLT, the 20-year bond? Well, it crossed over going down on the weekly chart back on the 29th of September and was down strong the next week, but over the last 2 weeks has started moving up price-wise. Derivative oscillator is still negative on the weekly chart, and the price percent oscillator's flattened. But again, we'll continue to keep an eye as to what's going on as we delve and drill in a little deeper on that 2-day chart. We can see that we've gone into 6 days. We had a penetration starting back on the 10th, just trying to penetrate. It did penetrate on the 2-day candle ending on the 12th strongly, and even more up movement on the most recent 2-day candle, actually penetrating the weekly trend line. Don't have a crossover yet, but of course things are backtracking quite strongly. That 4-hour chart crossed over going up in the afternoon on the 9th of October. And of course, we gave you that warning when that started to occur for anyone who had jumped in on the weekly vertical crossover going down. And of course, we are waiting to see what's going to happen. Like we said, that 2-day has not crossed over yet. If we do start to have a retracement on that 4-hour chart and it starts to curve over and head down, Of course, you might have the ability to jump into a down move since the 2-day and the weekly are still in confirmed down movements. This is a pullback. Could be enough that it pulls everything its way. We shall wait and see. Moving to our last chart, gold down 0.69% for the day. Remember, we're in a weekly confirmed crossover going down as per that occurring back on the 6th of October. What do we see going on the 2-day chart? It's still in a confirmed down move, although the last 3 candles in gold were strongly up. What's happening in the 4-hour chart? It hasn't crossed over going down yet. It was up in the morning, down in the afternoon, way down, and then recovered some of that. Continue to watch this, my friends. If we see gold cross over going down on that 4-hour chart, remember the weekly and the 2-day are already in confirmed down moves. That would give you a good feeling about jumping into a down trade on gold, maybe practicing purchasing some puts to see how that goes for you, but keep an eye on it. Remember, the 4-hour chart is our total trading chart on gold. It is magical. Folks, that's where we are as we end the day on Monday the 16th, go into Tuesday the 17th. Hope that you are doing everything we encourage you to do. Those of you who are new to Charting Wealth, please go to the website, sign up. If you want to be able to truly make the most of what we do here for free, you can sign up and become a subscriber. With that, you will get an email that has lots of interesting things in it. It has the How to Read a Stock Chart video, 15 minutes of must-know information to help you understand what we do here. We believe in Occam's razor. That is the proposition that you keep things as simple and straightforward as possible. The simplest way is typically the best way. Remember, we're making primarily binary decisions here in investing. In trading, do you get in or not? Do you get out or not? Is the market really going up or down in a particular equity ETF, whatever it might be? If you're buying rice, or if you're selling gold, or you're buying cars, or you're selling real estate. The whole question is, do I buy or do I sell? And what we try to help you with is making that decision, again, practicing with virtual trades. And then once you get good enough at this, you can make up your own mind. But the proper way to do it is to join us every day for 10 minutes. Subscribe, listen to the 15-minute How to Read a Stock Chart video, download freestockcharts.com and the layout that we use there. Print yourself off copies of our daily market worksheet that you fill out every day. It takes about 10 minutes. Why don't you listen to the podcast? Just fill it out, and it gives you a record of what you see going on. It is magical putting pen to paper. I know a lot of people like to use computers and type everything up on and on, but doing this exercise by hand as you listen, filling in the circles with the direction of the chart, thinking about those things, putting it all together, my friends, I guarantee you, if you will practice this, you will see things getting better in your practice trading. We also want you to fill out the trade worksheet when you do practice trades. And we encourage you to do practice trades all the time. You can go to any online broker, set yourself up a free virtual account, and make yourself a virtual millionaire. Fund it with $1 million virtual dollars. Start practicing with us and see how long it takes you to get good. It will take some time. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but if you learn how the market works, how to read charts, it could very well be for you a get-rich scheme. Not really just a scheme, but a method, a methodology. But you got to practice every day, day in and day out. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. If you're not willing to practice, you're not willing to do just the common sense, reasonable things we talk about, then I just hope you enjoy listening to the sound of my voice, because that's about all you'll get from us. But we want you to have it all. Have it all. This is exciting. It is one of the most fun things that you will do in life if you have the right attitude and you practice day in and day out. 10 minutes a day is all it takes. I mean, 10 minutes a day. Come on, you can do this. We believe in you. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team here at chartingwealth.com.